I think Omaha is a very strong community that has a lot to offer.
Tabitha Manning's outlook on Omaha is positive, even with its gangs.
They're not monsters. The gang members aren't monsters. They're just lost. They're confusing love with hate.
And that may be surprising because it comes from a mother who lost her 5-year-old girl to gang violence. You know the story, how little Peyton Benson was at her grandma's house near 45th and Bedford one January morning in 2014. How gunfire erupted outside a block away. How one of the bullets incredibly struck Peyton, killing her. And how several people, gang members, were arrested. But you may not know that Tabitha's forgiven them.
Now that I've forgiven, I feel invincible.
Strong enough to take part in this.
I dream of an Omaha where there isn't so much violence.
A play directed by Omaha's Tyrone Beasley, titled I Dream of an Omaha Where. It's a straightforward, straight-talking discussion of dealing with gangs in North Omaha, highlighting problems, offering solutions.
I want to change the perspective of how people handle the tragedies that happen in our community and try to heal through them instead of trying to fight through them.
The state of Omaha, well, it's obviously not good.
Noted journalist Maylee Mason documented production of the play, of the people so moved to make it come to life.
I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't know how open the people would be to dealing with me. Every time I heard Tabitha, though, I cried. Every single time.
The documentary and the play are filled with poignant moments because these are real people talking about real problems from their very real lives, talking about how to make those lives better.
I dream of an Omaha where people really do pay attention to their community and volunteer where they can, give money where they can, and just try to help the community and not just stay in their own little homes.
I dream of an Omaha where we can realize that if we work together as a team, we will be able to solve the problems as a team and grow stronger as a community in the process.